Hello and welcome to the channel. So this project I'm trying to make a knife, and this is the knife. I started with a fixture to hold it all because I thought that would be fun, and also to play fixtures in Fusion 360. The knife is made of brass and plastic. Of course, brass isn't knife material, but it's just for testing and just try the whole thing out. So I'm making this jig here, making out of plastic, and it'll work fine. So now I'm going on to the brass, and as you can see, I'm having a little trouble starting here because it wasn't aligned very well, and the support moved when I hit it the first time, and there's a lot of issues here. And also the brass isn't straight on the small edge. I didn't notice that, but when you get to the two holes at the end here, it'll become apparent that that's gonna be a problem, and it was a problem later, and you'll see about that. You see here, the hole is too far out on the side. It should be a 7.5 mil in from the side, but it's not. The brass piece here is 30 millimeters wide, so but I got it in, and as you can see, it doesn't align very well with the fixture. And here I'll break an endmill, and I broke it by taking too rough a cut. So I changed to my other endmill. It's a 1 flute 4 millimeter endmill, and took down the tool path and depth of cut a lot. I think it's 0.1 millimeter here at, I think it's 200 millimeters per second or something like that. Not second, minute. So this is cutting out with a small step down the blade, like where the sharp edge is gonna be, and that works fine. And it goes as it goes. In a minute I'm gonna do a parallel tool path to sharpen the edge and refine it, because this is just rough cutting. And I made a user error there, and the endmill was plunging down in a hole that wasn't there because of the misalignment, and it wasn't supposed to go in that hole. And that break the endmill. So I had no more endmills of that kind. So I changed out to also 4 millimeter, but 3 flute, a little more stiff one. There you go. There it was. And then that works too. I tried vice and turn it into the correct position, but it didn't work. So that's how it is. As you can see, it's cutting up on the blade, and I'm not having another pass there. It wasn't supposed to make that ridge in. It was supposed to not touch the top surface, but I have issues with my height, and I had to change the tool, and then the height was not correctly set again. A lot of things went wrong here, and as you can see towards the handle, it will take less and less of the part because it's not aligned that way either. So that's big issue. So the other side, and as you can see, it cuts it very well, but the alignment is bad because of the hole position. And you can also see I tried to fix it with another hole, just besides the original one to hold it, and the clamp again, and so on. So yeah, but I decided to continue because, well, it's it's a test anyway, and the material is not going to be useful for anything else. So let's see how close I can get. And the tool paths here, I think they work fine. It's I think it's 3D adaptive on the 2D adaptive on the sides, and it works, and it even does a little chamfer up at the end with the handle. There's like another angle there, and it was quite good. And also I tried in Fusion 360 here to make sure that it doesn't hit the screws, so I modeled them in the CAD program, and that worked fine. That was actually no problem. It seemed a little weird that it under G-code preview just avoided some spots where nothing was, but that's just how it shows in my G-code center. So yeah, it's refining here, and then a parallel pass again. And as you can see, again, goes too low and cuts a little too much of the side. That's just my fault. I'm not quite sure how I fix it, or if it's only alignment, or if it's a problem in my toolpath selection. But it did it, and that was fine. Just making a little short video for, I think it was. Yeah, I'm also on Instagram, in Rico Design _2021, I think. Yeah, there's a link anyway. So I'm doing the end here, and again, alignment was bad, so it instead of just counting some rounds on the ends, it took a little bit, like maybe half a millimeter in from the side, and then had a shorter rounding on the other side. And that's the trouble with misalignment, and yeah, I should have measured it up a lot more than I did. So let that be a lesson. When you do something like this and you have two-side operations and so on, and many operations, it's important to have it lined up and not just assume, oh, it's new material, it must be straight. It's not. And I thought I knew this, but I apparently didn't. So here I'm releasing it from the fixture. And I have to hand process a lot here. Too much. It wasn't good. But I wanted to make some handles. And here I use my new vice stop to align it in the same place. That little plate I flipped up. And then my own little probing cycle here, where it's interpolate in a hole. Well, I don't know if it's called interpolate, but mark up in a hole and then set the tool and hide and all. Very good one. So here we are. I'm doing the handle, and I did some holes for the countersunk screws to assemble it with. And both sides are the same on the handle. So I took measured out an M5 bolt with the head and the nut and so on, and then I took the biggest size, like thickness and circular dimension, and then decided, okay, that's gonna be the hole size, and then made the handle big enough so I can seat the bolt or the nut in there, and it'll have something to press against. As you can see, it's very gummy, this plastic, but I'm doing a parallel pass here that cleans up a lot of it, and yeah, that works. But in reality, I maybe should have another end mill with some chip breaker, or taking in shorter passes or something to not have this gummy and sticky. I'll take a perpendicular pass also with the parallel pass here, and that'll also do a little. Again, a lot of hand finishing on it, and I don't like that. I want my robot army to do all the work, but hey, see, here I thought of something. I took the handles, and I didn't have enough to grip it in the vise, so I took up the fixture again, put in the screws that were supposed to fit in there, screwed them all the way down, and then I pressed on the handle with the screws in reverse, so it held it down. And I was thinking, hey, maybe this would work, or maybe it'll send the piece flying, because that plastic can be a little bit slippery. But when it's cut, it's get a little rough side, so it worked fine, and easy to take up again. And here is the knife. As you can see, damage, bruising, but it'll work. It'll work, and yeah. So I think it was a good project. I have some material to make 2 more, and I'm gonna experiment. But I'm gonna do another thing with the knife handle, knife blade. So yeah, probably put a hole in it up front, decorative, and also to hold it on the vise here. But thanks for watching. I hope you liked it and this new style of editing. Bye.